Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most gracious and the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum to all. Welcome to Virtual Learning System of Pakistan International School Taif. Dear students, today we are going to start the last chapter of English B, chapter 23, The Traveler. It's very interesting story. So you all open your books and come on page number 83. So let's start reading The Traveler. A weary traveler stopped at Salim's hut and asked for shelter for the night. Salim was friendly soul. He not only agreed to let the traveler stay for the night, he decided to treat his guest to some cured chicken. So he bought a couple of chickens from the market and gave them to his wife to cook. Then he went off to buy some fruit. Now Salim's wife was a greedy woman. As she cooked the meat, she smelled the rich steam and could not help tasting a piece. It was tender and delicious, and she decided to have another piece. Soon there was only a tiny bit left. Her little son Munna ran into the hut. She gave him the little piece. Munna found it so tasty that he begged his mother for more. But there was no more chicken left. The traveler who had gone to have a wash returned. The woman heard him coming and began to scold her son loudly. Your father has taught you a shameful and disgusting habit. Stop it, I tell you. What habit has his father taught your child? The traveler asked curiously. Oh, said the woman, whenever a guest arrives, my husband cuts off the guest ears and roasts them for my son to eat. The traveler picked up his shoes and fled. Why has our guest left in such a hurry? Asked Salim when he came back. A fine guest indeed, exclaimed his wife. He snatched the chickens out of my pot and ran off with them. The chickens! Exclaimed Salim. He ran after his guest, shouting, let me have one, at least you may keep the other. But his guest only ran faster. So, students, you must be read this story 2 to 3 times. So, let's start exercises. First exercise is question and answers. First question is, what did Salim want to treat his guest to? Question number one is, what did Salim want to treat his guest to? Answer is, Salim wanted to treat his guest to some cured chicken. Answer is, Salim wanted to treat his guest to some cured chicken. Question number two, what did Salim's wife do while cooking the chickens? While cooking the chicken, Salim's wife smelled the rich steam and could not help tasting a piece. It was tender and delicious. And being greedy, she decided to have another piece until only a tiny bit was left. She gave her son Munna the last piece. Again, we repeat question number two is, what did Salim's wife do while cooking the chickens? Answer is, while cooking the chickens, Salim's wife smelled the rich steam and could not help tasting a piece. It was tender and delicious, and being greedy, she decided to have another piece until only a tiny bit was left. She gave her son Munna the last piece. This is your question number one and question number two. Question number three is, what did the traveler ask Salim's wife and why? Answer is, the traveler asked Salim's wife what disgusting habit her husband had taught their son Munna. He asked these questions because he had heard her scolding her son, asking him to give up the shameful and disgusting habit his father had taught him. Again, we repeat. What did the traveler ask Salim's wife and why? The traveler asked Salim's wife what disgusting habit her husband had taught their son. Munna, he asked these questions because he had heard her scolding her son, asking him to give up the shameful and disgusting habit his father had taught him. Question number 4. What did Salim's wife tell the traveler? Answer is Salim's wife told the traveler that whenever a guest arrived, her husband cut off the guest's ears and roasted them for her son to eat. Again, we repeat. Salim's wife told the traveler that whenever a guest arrived, her husband cut off the guest's ears and roasted them for her son to eat. This is your question number 3 and 4. Question number 5 is what did Salim's wife tell Salim about their guest? Answer is Salim's wife told Salim that their guest had snatched the chickens out of her pot and had run off with them. Again, I repeat, Salim's wife told Salim that their guest had snatched the chickens out of her pot and had run off with them. Question number 7. Why did Salim run after the traveler? Answer is Salim ran after the traveler in the hope of getting a chicken back. He shouted as he ran, telling the traveler that he could keep one chicken but to return the others. He told to the traveler. So Salim ran after the traveler in the hope of getting a chicken back. He shouted as he ran, telling the traveler that he could keep one chicken but to return the other. This is your question number 5 and 6. Question number 7. Why do you think Salim Gas did not stop but ran still faster? Answer is Salim Guest thought that Salim was running after him to cut off his ears, so he ran even faster. Salim Guest thought that Salim was running after him to cut off his ears, so he ran even faster. So these are the question answers of this chapter. So let's start next exercise. Fill in the blanks with words taken from the story. First one is a dash traveler stopped at Salim Hut for the dash. A weary traveler stopped at Salim Hut for shelter for the night. Second is Salim dash a dash of chickens and gave them to his dash to dash. Salim bought a couple of chickens and gave them to his wife to cook. Third one is Munna found the chicken so dash that he dashed his mother for some dash. Munna found the chicken so tasty that he begged his mother for some more. Number 4, the traveler dashed after having a dash. The traveler returned after having a wash. Number 5, Salim's wife told the traveler that her dash cut off the ears of all his dash and roasted dash for their son to eat. Salim's wife told the traveler that her husband cut off the ears of all his guests and roasted them for their son to eat. This is exercise number B. Let's start exercise number C. Exercise C is give the opposites of the following words taken from the story. The first word is friendly and the opposite of friendly is unfriendly. Tiny, opposite of tiny is huge, large, big. Third one is tender, opposite of tender is tough. More, opposite of more is less. Stop, opposite of stop is start or begin. Faster, opposite of faster is slower. Again, I repeat friendly, unfriendly. Tiny, huge, large, big. Tender, tough. More, less. Stop, start, or begin. Faster, slower. So this is your exercise number C. Let's start exercise D. Pick out the following from the story and write them in your exercise book. The first one, we pick out the adjectives, any six: very, friendly, curate, greedy, rich, tender, delicious, little, shameful, disgusting. So these are the adjectives. You just select any six. Again, I repeat: very, friendly, curate, greedy, rich, tender, delicious, little, shameful, disgusting. Second is adverbs. Adverbs of this chapter is loudly and curiously. Loudly and curiously. Verb in the present tense: arrives, cuts, and roast. Verbs in present tense: arrives, cuts, and roasts. Verb in the past tense, you just select any five: stopped, asked, agreed, decided, bought, gave, went, cooked, smelt, ran, was, could, found, begged, began, taught, and asked. You just select any five from these. Okay, let's start exercise number E. Exercise E is pick out a collective noun from the story and write them in your exercise book. So collective noun of this story is couple. Exercise number F, name the gender of the following nouns. First one is traveler. The gender of traveler is common because we don't know it's a male or female. Chicken, feminine. Women, feminine. Sun, masculine. Pot, it's a non-living thing, so for the non-living things we use neuter. This is the neuter gender. Guest, here we also don't know this guest is a male or female, so we say this is a common gender. Again, I repeat: traveler, common gender; chicken, feminine; woman, feminine; sun, masculine; pot, neuter; and guest is common. So this is exercise number E and F. The last exercise of this chapter is match each word as used in the story with its meaning. First word is traveler. Traveler means a person who is going or often goes from one place to another. Shelter, a place to live or stay. Tender, easy to chew. Disgusting, nasty, and unpleasant. Roast, cook over a fire. Snatch, grave. Again, I repeat: traveler, a person who is going or often goes from one place to another. Shelter, a place to live or stay. Tender, easy to chew. Disgusting, nasty, and unpleasant. Roast, cook over a fire. Snatch, grave. Dear students, these are the exercise of chapter 23. So let's start essays of this term. The first essay is my hobby. You write first paragraph, topic is my hobby. So here you write about your hobby also. This is for the example, I write this one. See, my hobby is watching TV. I like very much to watch TV in my free time. Watching TV is my hobby, however, it never interferes with my studies. First, I prefer to complete my school homework and study as well, then watch TV. I think I have a good hobby because watching television provides me good knowledge in many areas. I generally see news and discoveries channels including animal plants on the TV. I also watch good cartoons which give me new and creative ideas to make art and cartoons. My parents appreciate my hobby and they became very happy when they listen all the latest news through me in my voice. So this one is your topic. If you write about your hobby, you can write it. Second paragraph is an early morning walk. An early morning walk is a very useful exercise. It is a light exercise, it refreshes our body and mind. In the morning, nature is at its best. A morning walk brings us in contact with the beautiful surroundings of nature. It gives us a great joy and also keeps us fit and healthy. The green grass, the blossoming flowers, chirping birds, and the fresh air and the rising sun all provide us great joy. They fill our heart with happiness. Morning walk is good for all, the old and the young, the healthy and the weak. All should take a morning walk. Students, if you want to insert some sentences in this paragraph, you can do it. And your homework is you read chapter 2 to 3 times, complete all exercises in notebook, and write essays in notebook. I hope you understand today's lecture. Okay, dear students, best of luck.